We have been lied to about the Boston Celtics because this team is now 10-8, winners of 4 of their last 5 games. They just knocked off the Pistons, who had a 13-game win streak going. Jaylen Brown is playing like an MVP candidate. Derek White is finally figuring it out. And now, if they continue this, Jayson Tatum could be back with like 20 games left in the regular season, heading into the playoffs, and they could make some noise. And Jaylen Brown has been the centerpiece for this Celtics team this year when everybody said, he couldn't do it. When he was getting all the hate the past couple of years and Tatum was getting all the love, still at just 29 years old, Jaylen Brown is going out and proving a point. Last night he had 33 and 10 with 5 assists and 4 stocks. And yes, it wasn't great efficiency, but for the most part this year, he's been pretty efficient. His slashing has always been probably his strong suit. And watch this right here. All the action on the other side of the court, and JB is just going to blow by Tobias Harris and get the and one to go. Then right here, we're going to set him a little screen, and now he's going to work off of it, going right at Karis LeVert for the easy dunk. It's a little horns action with Jordan Walsh, who's going to set this little flare screen. They're going to get it to him, and now he's attacking a closeout and getting downhill, and he's one of the toughest guys to guard in the league when he's attacking a closeout because he is so quick and so athletic. And Joe Mazzulla does a fantastic job of getting him the ball in spots where he's going to succeed. Like right here, he's got Duncan Robinson on him, and you can either lob it to him at the free throw line or do that. And he's just going to absolutely lose Duncan Robinson in an instant and then get downhill and finish over Cade Cunningham. Now a little one-on-one here in clutch time. He gets downhill and gets it to finish. And for Jalen Duren, that's a tough cover right here. Jaylen Brown, 105 with a minute and a half left, and you're asking your center to go out and guard the other team's best perimeter slasher? Yeah, he's a dog. And then this year, on 15 to 19 foot jumpers, he's shooting almost 60%, which is unheard of. That is ridiculously efficient, way better than Shea or Kevin Durant. Jaylen Brown is the mid-range king of the NBA right now. And if you look at this list, nobody else is even within a shot of him. He's a whole shot made per game over everybody else in the league from that 15 to 19 foot range, where he is so elite from in the mid-range, because you got to worry about him getting past you and then he stops on a dime and just pulls up from the mid-range. Now his passing has also been much improved. It has been over the last few years. He's averaging 28.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and a steal while shooting 50% from the field and 34% from 3 on about 6 attempts per night. This one was a little bit lucky, but we'll live with it. Peyton Pritchard knocking down the 3 ball off the paint touch from Jaylen Brown. Per 36, he's averaging 31 and 6.5. Because keep in mind, he's only playing 32 minutes a game. So when you round that up to what the rest of the league superstars are doing, he's right on par with all of them. And then Derek White. It's good to finally see a Derek White game. He put up 27.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 stocks in just 31 minutes while shooting 7 of 13 from the field and 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. And the craziest part about this game for Derek White, he had 2 points in the first half and then went nuts in the second half. Walsh on the breakaway gets rejected by Cade, but then Derek White's the first one down the court. He's averaging 16, 5, and 4 this year with about 2 steals and 1.3 blocks, but his efficiency has been horrific. And that's what Celtics fans are worried about, and that's why I said finally we're getting a Derek White game. His first game with over 25 points and only his second game with over 22 on the season. Shooting these efficiency numbers is very concerning, especially when last year he shot 44% from the field, 38% from 3 on 9 attempts, and the year before his efficiency was even better, which makes me not as worried. And also his usage rate is at an all-time high. He's operating out of the pick and roll at a 31% clip this year compared to 22% last year. So he's up almost 10% in that area, which is a huge leap and probably the biggest reason why his efficiency is down. Now check out this set drawn up by Joe Mazzulla. It's supposed to be a little flare action for Baylor Shireman. Same thing we saw with Jaylen Brown earlier, except Derek White says, I got this. Let me go get a bucket and put us up 4 with a minute left. And then last play of the game, and he gets the stop to seal it for the Celtics. Now, if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. hit that subscribe button as well. As you can see here, 93% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. If that's you, go ahead and fix that right now. And then let's talk about Peyton Pritchard, who last night finished with 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block in 34 minutes. And he did it on 5 of 10 shooting from the field, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. And he's another guy, kind of like Derek White, thrust into a much larger role this year instead of coming off the bench and kind of being like the 5th or 6th option. Now he's the 3rd option on this squad. He's averaging 16.5 points a game, 5 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and 0.7 steals, while shooting 45% from the field and 34% from 3. Again, his usage rate overall has gone up from 17% last year to 21% this year. So up 4 percentage points, all the way up into that 20 threshold, which is a pretty big milestone when it comes to NBA usage rates. And again, that's part of the reason his efficiency is so far down, whereas he's been shooting 38% from 3 for like the last 3 years. Sam Hauser, 6.5 points a game, 3.2 rebounds. I know he's been hurt, but 34% from the field is bad. Yes, pretty much his entire shot diet is threes, so it's a little bit more understandable. But on that 4-year, $45 million contract, I'd expect you to be able to hit a little bit more than 34% of your threes. Now, Anthony Simons, this is an interesting one. Yes, he had a rough night last night, but given his season where he's averaging 14 points a game, 2.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists in just 24 minutes, and shooting 44% from the field and 41% from 3 on 6.5 attempts, you'd have to think with the expiring contract, those 24 minutes a game are kind of fishy. I don't know if that's something that Brad Stevens is pulling here, where he wants to get Simons for pennies on the dollar in free agency, but with that efficiency, I feel like he should be playing more minutes. And then we're going to continue to push the Josh Minot propaganda. He had another good game last night where he finished with 9 points. He had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal in 19 minutes, was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and he just made the winning plays all night long. Like the offensive rebound, kick it back out to Jaylen Brown for the 3 ball. He is actually their 6th leading scorer when you look at the Celtics box score, which is kind of surprising. Yes, he's only averaging 8 points a game, 5 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and a steal in 19 minutes, shooting 51% from the field and 42% from 3 on about 3 attempts per game. Again, making the winning plays, finding Jordan Walsh down low. And speaking of Jordan Walsh, if you haven't been paying attention to the Celtics, then you probably wouldn't know this, but he's having low-key a really good season. Yes, the numbers don't look fantastic, but he's shooting 49% from the field, 41% from 3, and if you know the Celtics, if you know Joe Mazzulla, if you know Brad Stevens, that's going to get you another contract, and that's going to continue to get you minutes at the NBA level. Amari Williams, with no Nehemias Queta last night, we got to see more Amari Williams, and he made a solid impact, especially on the defensive side of the ball, playing drop coverage right here against Cade. Get that out of here. Smack it so hard, you get out and transition the other way. Baylor Shireman, another guy here, another one of those young guys that I was all in on when they drafted him. He finished with 13 points, 3 boards, and an assist on 5 of 7 shooting from the field, and was 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. And the fact that he's now shooting 61% from the field and 54% from 3 this season is very encouraging. Maybe he needs some more minutes and some more shot attempts. Tough shot right there. He got to play all the way down to the buzzer last night. Now, this does mean, with the Celtics being 10-8, and if they're going to be in the playoffs, Jayson Tatum will be back this year, which is probably a good thing, but also a bad thing because you don't want him to rush back. But it's a good thing because if you add Tatum to this roster, you could low-key make some noise in the East this year. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.